What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? How are you doing today? It's your guy, DeMarcus. I appreciate you being here. Let's get started here. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So today's is September 2nd. It's Labor Day. Happy Labor Day to you guys. Happy Labor Day. If you're off, congratulations. If you're not, it's okay. I'm not off. I'll be in work here in a second. But today is going to be February 2nd. It's going to be the beta project, of course. I'm DeMarcus Tunstall, and you can watch us on YouTube. Humble and Focus. You can feel free to find me there. And today's is the Disney edition. We're going back to Disney edition, and it's Whose Destiny Is It? And the quote for today is: a person often meets his or her destiny on the road that they took to avoid it. Do you have any idea of which movie that we're going to go into today? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It is Moana. All right. So you're probably wondering, like, why does he keep going to these Disney things? Ladies and gentlemen, because there's a lot you can learn if you're focusing in on the right things at Disney. These movies are jam-packed full of powerful messages. And Moana is no different. Now, Moana is a very interesting story if you've ever seen it. Obviously, they'd say spoiler alert at this point in time. I don't know. But Moana is the princess, I guess, of a tribe. I guess I would call it the princess or whatever. But her family lives on there. Her dad's the king or the chief or whatever. And so she's going to be taking over next. And they're breeding her and training her to take over to be the next leader of the island. Now, that's great, right? That's great. But she is being drawn to something more. She feels in her heart there's something more. She sings songs about it the whole time. And she knows there's something more, but her parents keep bringing her back. Like, she keeps going to the water and her parents will bring her back, and going to this and looking out the ocean and bring her back. And she doesn't understand. And then eventually at the beginning of the movie, she decides, I need to stay here for my people. I need to stay here for my family, to make them proud, to take care of everybody. And so she stops really craving the water. Now, the reason that I said whose destiny is this is I want you to think about, like, the life you're living right now. Whose destiny is it? Whose journey is it? Whose life is it? Whose story are you living? Are you doing things because you feel like you need to do them because somebody told you? Or are you doing things because you wanted to? Like in the story of Moana, like at the beginning of the video or the beginning of the movie, she was doing what they wanted her to do. It had nothing to do with what she wants to do. It was what she wanted to do, right? And so you got this young lady who's torn between herself and her people, and she sings a song about it at the beginning of the movie. And so it isn't, so now they're on this island, they're on an isolated island. And these people who are fishing and growing crops and everything else, and their lives have been great. Their lives have been great, and they've been prosperous, and they've been able to live like a community, have been great. And then all of a sudden, they come up and the fish are gone, which is their food sources are gone, the coconuts are gone, and those are the things that they live off of. So their lives have changed. Now all of a sudden, they're having some problems, and they don't know how to fix them. And they go to the chief, like, hey chief, how do we fix this? So let's start by analyzing that piece, ladies and gentlemen. In her village, things were great until they weren't. And had she stayed on the island, she would have died with her people. See, the chief didn't want to leave the island to go search for the answers, but he didn't realize it's the island itself was the one keeping him from the answers. Moana understood that. So she knew that her answers had to lie beyond the waves, beyond where she was told not to go, because she had been on the island and the answer wasn't there, and she was been drawn outside. Ladies and gentlemen, your destiny lies beyond the waves. Your destiny lies beyond what people tell you not to do. Your destiny lies beyond where you feel as you know you need to go, but then you decide not to go because you want to stay at home. Ladies and gentlemen, most people do not go into their destinies because they have to stay at home and protect their families. But instead of going to your destiny and all of a sudden not only is your family protected, but you start creating protection for other families, that's exactly what she did. She moved beyond what she knew to be true to change the life of every island that was See, if she stayed on the island, everybody dies in that in those archipelago in the islands. We'll say in the islands, everybody dies. But it was her courage to go outside the island to go get it that changed everything. So the first quote for today, ladies and gentlemen, is this: don't let anyone's ignorance, hate, drama, or negativity stop you from being the best person you can be. Now, obviously, she wasn't really experiencing hate or drama, but she was experiencing ignorance and negativity, and it was stopping her from taking steps forward to get off that island, which she needed to do. So destiny has a really interesting way. God, the universe, however you want to call it, has a very interesting way of saying, okay, if you're not going to do it, I'll make you do it. And that's what happened in the video, in the movie. She knew she had to do something else because she tried to fish on the other side of the island. It's just as broke as this side of the island. All the coconuts are gone here, and all of it, right? So Destiny's like, okay, you're not going to move, I'll make you move. But it was the drama, it was the ignorance of her parents trying to keep her on the island and keep her safe, trying to keep her people safe, not knowing that she must go out to do something great, that was keeping her away from the destiny that was actually protecting her. Dad, her chief, was actually destroying other islands because he did not let her go out and do what she was supposed to do. Ladies and gentlemen, your life is the exact same way. There are things in your life that you're supposed to be out there doing, but your boyfriend or your girlfriend won't let you do it. There's things that you need to be out there doing, but your boss or your husband or your wife or your friends won't let you do it. Or family that just talking, oh yeah, you can't do that. Or, oh no, you're not good enough to do that. Those people talking at you right there, they're preventing you from your destiny. What you're going to realize is something's going to happen, something big's going to pop you in the face, and then all of a sudden you're going to have to make a move, whether you like it or not. And you won't have a choice of whether you can fail or not, because destiny says you must, because we need you to. So don't let anyone else's ignorance, hate, drama, or negativity stop you from being the best person you can be. Great, that's great. And then the first one, if you guys didn't pay attention to the first one now, a person often meets his or her destiny on the road that he took to avoid it. So she was trying to stay on the island for protect her father, but in doing that, by staying on the island, she found out what her destiny had to be later on down the road. She went out to find who she was supposed to be. Not going on her journey means she goes nowhere and everybody dies. That's a little morbid, but if you pay attention, you take the timeline and all the food is going out, and the only thing that's going to return the food is the heart, and her grandmother has the heart on the island that needs to go away from the island. How are you going to change the destiny if you stay there? I know it's safe. I know people believe that you're supposed to be here. I know that you feel like you have a responsibility to those people in your life, that you have to be there for them. You have to stay small for them. Ladies and gentlemen, her dad thought he was giving her the greatest gift ever, but he was actually keeping her small. Your life is not designed to be small. You're not designed to be small. So don't let people outside of you who don't know what's in your heart and what your destiny is supposed to be control you to keep you small. The world needs everything you've got in abundance. It's time to take over, take off, and go get it. There's no reason not to. Don't let somebody else change your destiny. And then the last quote for today is this: don't let your history interfere with your destiny. Ladies and gentlemen, her history was not, her real history wasn't even told to her. So her dad's talking about the history of the island, when in all reality, his history was he was the one, or he knew about locking up those boats so her family couldn't ship off. And you know, they were a village, they were what? Sea-going people, or whatever they said, right? Somebody locked that up, and it was hidden. And so she's letting her current history, with the one that she's on the island, she wants to be this, her dad wants to be that interfere with the destiny that she needed to go out and do. Ladies and gentlemen, your destiny hadn't even been shown to you yet. And if it has and you've ignored it, then that's a problem you have to address. You can't sit here and allow your destiny to be something that's not going to benefit anybody, including yourself. Yes, protecting your family, feeding your family is important, but if you could do more and your family has to suffer for a little bit to help you to do it, then go. Because your family will be okay once you solve the problem of the community, because your family is a part of the community. Ladies and gentlemen, in the Moana movie, without her leaving to go find her destiny and face it, there wouldn't have been, she had to go out. See, ladies and gentlemen, Moana was so weak mentally by what her peoples have been telling her, that when she went out, she had to go find Maui and didn't realize that Maui was weak and needed her. Maui's the god, right? The demigod, however you want to call it. But he needed her, not the other way around. She was already more powerful than she even realized, but ladies and gentlemen, she was hanging around weak-minded people who didn't understand anything beyond the waves. You got people who are in your life who don't understand anything beyond the waves, ladies and gentlemen? And if that's the case, what you realize is that those people who don't understand beyond the waves are consistently trying to keep you within the waves. They're trying to keep you within what they know to be true. And it's not where your destiny lies, ladies and gentlemen. Your history, don't let it interfere with your destiny. Don't let that negativity and drama that they bring interfere with what you believe is true and has to be true, because it's who you are. It is yours. And the path that you must take, ladies and gentlemen, go ahead. Try to ignore destiny all you want to and see how much destiny's like, okay, yeah, keep on coming. Something's going to get you and it's going to bring you back. Hopefully it's not something so drastic that it makes you break down. But sometimes you're stubborn and you don't want to do nothing. I've been there. You think it was easy for me to sit in front of this video camera when I didn't think I had anything to say and nobody would listen to me? No. And it's not guaranteed someone is, but this will be here for generations to come, what's in my heart. So I end up passing away. This is here. You think it's a coincidence? Come on, man. It's not. It's destiny. And this is not even the beginning of my destiny, nor is it the beginning of yours, ladies and gentlemen. That's all I have to say to you. Don't let anybody take you away from your destiny. Whether it's family, friends, or anybody, don't let them deter you for what is meant to be yours. Don't let them stop you from your power. Don't let them convince you to convince yourself. Moana, they did a convincing. They were telling her things, but it was her, by getting the information she got from her family and the village, she made the decision to convince herself that the only way for her to serve her people is to be on the island with her people. Ladies and gentlemen, in all reality, her people needed her to leave and go do something greater. How many people in your life are waiting for you to step up? Eric Thomas said this quote, and I swear to you, it was probably one of the most powerful quotes I've ever heard from anyone. He said, some people in your life are not going to get anything or not going to have what they're supposed to have because you have not stepped up into the position you're supposed to be in to create it so that they know that they can step up to or create the position that they're supposed to step up into. People are waiting for you to step outside of your journey. People are waiting for you to step outside of what's easy and what's comfortable to go to that next level. But if you're not willing to do that, then some people are going to suffer because you decided not to step forward. That's big. And that's what happened with her. She was not stepping outside of herself, and it took destiny saying, okay, take the fish away. Okay, take the coconuts away. All right, now survive. And now she knows she's got to make a move. And it was only her who could do it. It was only her. She was chosen from a child and didn't even realize that she was chosen from a child. Just like we all have something put inside of us. We've been chosen a long time ago. But we've been chosen, but do we follow what we've been chosen? Do we allow ourselves to go into our greatness? Or do we allow ourselves to sit back and hide amongst everybody else and listen to the chickens squawk? Eagles don't eat breadcrumbs, baby. They fly and they eat and they look from above. They see things that chickens have never seen before. Why? Because they live in a plane high above. But if you're an eagle and you're sitting on the ground and you've never seen what an eagle can see, you're only going to see what chickens see. And so that means your view of the world is going to be small. Step into your greatness. Step into your destiny because the world needs every bit of it. We're going in a really bad place right now, ladies and gentlemen. The world is not what it should be. And people are just dying and perishing because so much hatred and carelessness and all these things. And it's up to us to step up and change this world. It's up to us to step up and step into our destiny because it's been given to us. That's all I have, ladies and gentlemen. I got to head out to work. I got to go make some money here today and then help people out and take care of people on my side right now. But that's all I have for you, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you, I love each, I believe and I love in each and every single one of you, ladies and gentlemen. God bless you, and I hope you guys have a great, fantastic day, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, it's your destiny. Don't let anybody else dictate the power that it has on this world.